Welcome to 32 Nights TV with my lovely wife Angel. Say hello.
Hello, hello, hello.
Yeah, and today we're gonna talk about a couple of things, not so favorable things. I want to say first and foremost, I want to say send my condolences to the family of TakeOff. You know, all the friends, all the fans, all of the loved ones he had. I'm in Atlanta. We're in Atlanta. We've been in Atlanta for a long time. So he was like a platinum selling artist. Everybody know who he was and how big the group was. But I just want to say it's really just corny to me that rappers have such a big ego. Not all, but just a big ego towards other rappers. Or individuals with money have such a big ego towards other individuals with money. I don't see why that man got killed. I don't see why that man had to die. I don't see why a lot of these rappers have to die. But I don't want to take off. Excuse my words. I don't want to focus on a different person. I want to focus on this guy right here. You know, he didn't really seem like the type of person that really kind of deserved that type of treatment. I did see the TMZ videos, and from that, it looks like it was a altercation about some past. It looked like it was some past beef going on, or like they maybe been in town for a couple of days and something happened, something transpired. I'm not really sure what happened, but it just seems that if a black man kills another black man over jealousy or envy, or because he has something, or because you want to hurt a different group of people, and you know you can do it by hurting one of their assets, I'm not really sure why that man died. But it just seemed so unnecessary. It just
To
seemed
me,
so fucking unnecessary.
He was like the quiet one in the group. Like he wasn't the one that was always in the front, like Quavo and Offset. You know, he was like the quiet one. Like even his rap was a little bit lower. Like his tone was a little lower than his. I never seen him, like I said, like at the forefront necessarily. Like it was just more vocal than everybody else. And I haven't watched everything they've done, but I know enough that I have seen that he wasn't the one that was always, in front.
Based on the TMZ video, the TMZ video or the footage that they have of the incident that night, he wasn't even the one arguing.
That's what I'm saying. He was still not in front.
He was just standing there.
Yeah. So it's just.
And I don't think no other person. I don't know if anybody else got shot. I wasn't that really familiar with the footage, but I did hear another female did get shot. So hopefully she's all right. But he's the only one who got shot to the capacity of he passed away, and then it was done to his head, like shot in the head, like execution.
Execution, I don't know. It just makes it sound intentional.
So I did see an argument transpire between Quavo and somebody else, and it looked like some punches was thrown, some arguments took place, and a fight broke out. And I would imagine that I don't know. I would imagine that they would have more security. I mean, that guy is like worth millions. You know what I'm saying? Well, those guys are worth millions. You know what I'm saying? One of the biggest groups in Atlanta.
When they get comfortable, I don't think they feel like they need that security. Is more so, the group of people they're around that would travel with them. But I think they should have security regardless.
What's up with this whole check-in mentality? What's up with this whole ego that's driven where bus drivers don't got to check in, R&B artists don't got to check in, freaking pilots don't have to check in. Only niggas have to check in with other niggas if you want to make money or do something in various states, or you're gonna get ran down on. And this is not just a Houston thing. So I want to not focus that like this only happens in Texas. It doesn't. Black people get killed in dice games all over the country. Black people are jealous and have envious ways towards one another, and then they think it's gangster especially in Chicago, Atlanta, and New York. I mean, it just goes on and on and on. So what's up with this mentality that when a black person sees a white person, he don't think that. When a black person sees a Mexican person, he don't think that. But when a black person sees another black man, roughly his same age, because his shoes are a little bit better than his, or his jewelry is a little bit more flyer, or his girl is a little bit more cleaner, or his car's a little bit more cleaner, or word on the street, he makes $1 or $2 more than you. What's up with that attitude towards that man to the point where he's so envious of him, or the hatred kicks in to the point where he just want to take his life, beef with him, hurt him, destroy him, sabotage him? I mean, this goes on and on and on and on and on, and it's such a rampant across the country mentality. You can't blame hip hop for that. You can't say this only comes from hip hop. This shit comes from niggas being scarred from slavery. This shit comes from niggas being scarred from having a one-parent household. This comes from niggas having not enough education and not enough vibration within themselves to know that they can acquire whatever they want to acquire, and you don't have to take from another man. You don't have to steal from another man. You don't have to get it from being bigger or being more macho than another man. You can acquire these things. And I think you acquire these things through vibration. And for those who don't know what I'm talking about, I'm not just talking about airy-fairy law of attraction. I'm just talking about the vibration you hold is going to bring forth the things that you resonate with during vibration. And that means that what's in your thoughts, when I say vibration, I mean what's in your thoughts and in your emotions. What's in your thoughts and in your emotions that's your vibration. And if you have this I'm bigger than you, fuck you, I'm gonna blow your head off, I'm tougher than you. If you feeling that and thinking that, then that's what you're vibrating on. Then you're gonna connect with other people who are in that vibration, and therefore the gun's gonna spark, the attitude's gonna shift, you're gonna have somebody to beef with. But why not put in your vibration that I can get what I need to get throughout life without all of the of the envy? Like, I can get what I need to get out of life. My vibration means my thoughts and my emotions. I can have what I need to have, and regardless of what you have, don't matter. Regardless if you have more than me, it don't matter. Regardless if you have less than me, it don't matter. I mean, I think it's just a sad situation. I don't want to go on a rant, but I just think vibration has a lot to do with this situation. And it's unfortunate that black people have such a low vibration towards one another.
I'm gonna say this. Well, there's like 2 points I want to make as far as vibration, and that's simply just the energy that you carry. But based on that one clip that I saw with Quavo said, "Just let's go," and that's probably because he sensed the energy, and he's just saying like, "I'm just out of here. Let's just go." And he decided he wanted to go because he can sense the energy of it. Saying let's go is not trying to start anything. It's just saying I'm going to exit before, things turn some other way.
Right, so he wasn't trying to initiate nothing.
So he already sensed the energy. Mm-hmm. And I would say it's just a transfer of energy, or like that picture I showed you last night. Approaching someone or having friends or having family members or whoever you're hanging around, they're inside of your field. They're inside of your energy field. So even though he's saying let's go, but he's around people that don't have that same energy. He's saying let's go, and they have a different energy. They have a negative energy. He has a positive saying, I don't want to do this. Mm-hmm. I'm going home. Mm-hmm. But he's surrounding this other energy in the clash. Mm-hmm. So it's unfortunate because he wasn't trying to have any altercation. He just wanted to go. That's mm-hmm. what he said, and that's what he was going to do. Mm-hmm. But the negative energy, whatever the source of that energy is, I don't know them, but it obviously was negative.
Especially
because
with
his
Thanos
was
as well.
positive. He was ready to go. He wanted
Right.
to be peaceful. He said, I'm going, you know, he's going to go home, whatever. He wants to exit, but I think it was an energy clash, and when energy clashes, it's not necessarily a positive outcome, and it wasn't. And everybody have their own vibrations, and the group of people around we have vibrations, and I know that we could get comfortable with people. We may have happy times with people, have great moments with people, but if you sense the energy that they carry, then you know you just have to keep yourself safe and yourself in a good feeling, because obviously he didn't feel good about it.
Right. But sometimes you can't sense it, you know. Sometimes you can't sense the energy of other people. And, you know, I think that, you know, they just standing around and it looks like they were having a good time, you know, trying to make some money, I guess, you know, just shooting dice, whatever the case was, and it ended up that way.
Sometimes we have to be in tune with it. So we have to be mindful of our energy. The majority of us aren't. I never was until past like 3 months. Majority of us aren't um, in touch with the energy of our surroundings. You know, you can sense the energy when you walk past people. He obviously sensed it then. Maybe he was late in it.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe something happened earlier that day. He's just like, yeah, now I'm gonna go anyway. You know, sometimes we don't trust it. Sometimes we don't trust it because we don't know what it is telling us this thing or what it is. But at that moment, obviously, he felt something. Your energy is what you feel, and your vibration is your feeling. And he felt something. He said, I'm going to go. Let's just go. He was going back and forth with him a little bit. He didn't really want to argue. He wanted to go.
It looked like he got snuffed. Like he got swung on.
Because it's the energy.
From watching
and like
that
you said,
academics breakdown.
With some people you don't
it looked
know.
like he got snuffed.
With some people you don't know. It's just like, you know, whoever's gotten snuffed in their life, they don't know. They could sense it and they walking away. That's how you get snuffed. Because the person senses it and they walk away and somebody still does it. Like it catches people off guard. I think that people do give us signs and sometimes we ignore it.
It's such a nastiness out there, though. It's a nastiness out there just to do that. But and I'm not saying that white people don't kill other white people. I mean, they do that. Mexican people do that. A lot of races do that. But it's just so prevalent with black people. It's just insane, and they be so young too. They be young. You know what I'm saying? You look at these artists that's getting gunned down, man. First of all, it's like a normal thing for artists to get gunned down nowadays, man, which is sad. But when you do see the artist getting gunned down, it's 9 times out of 10 done by another black person. 9 times out of 10 done behind a robbery, an argument, jealousy, record sales, entourage beefs. I mean, just something related to some absolute bullshit that won't even transpire or amount to a hill of beans in the next 10 years anyway. Most of these record labels fall off the face of the earth after fucking 10, 15 years anyway. And you got niggas dying for blocks and dying for all this shit. Then they gentrify your whole block. And now you got people walking their dog right down the very street that you was going to die for. Like, what the fuck is going on?
It's just sad. Like, the mindset is sad that you continuously see in the black community. The mindset is sad. Like you said, you're going to die for a block that's going to get gentrified in 20 years that you can't even walk on no more.
You ain't welcome.
Bill and Sally is jogging on that block right now.
You ain't even welcome.
And like, that's just a mindset. And I can't even say I know the source of that mindset. And it may have been, like you said, you know, slavery, black people didn't have nothing. So the ones that start having things, and there was still some that didn't, maybe that's where it came from, because that was the only group that didn't have nothing. If you really think about it, that was the only group that didn't have anything. So if you think of it in that way, and then if you think of it in that way, and some of them actually start getting it, I could see how that could happen, like that envious or jealous could happen. Or hold on, let's start back to the house nigga. Let's start back to that, because that's the start of saying, I'm gonna turn you against each other because this group of you is better than that group of you. So the house nigga is the first start, and then I would say whoever got more is the first. I wasn't in slavery. I would have to look way more into it to see the dynamics of it to really say exactly where that mindset comes from.
It comes from the breakdown and the separation of, house nigga, field nigga, so on and so forth. It does come from that. But we talking about niggas that are clearly not house niggas. Like, these niggas are street niggas. So they will be considered, I guess, under that term, if it did apply, I guess this would be field nigga versus field nigga.
But it came from somewhere.
Yeah, it does come from somewhere. It does come from somewhere. I mean, niggas got some healing to do from slavery, for sure. For sure. It always comes from that.
And it's passed down as well.
It is passed down.
And I don't think anybody really think about the source.
But and then it's broken down in sectors, meaning you got this rap group versus this rap group. But then if you look at one city, you're gonna have this town against this town, this school against this school. And then if you look at within one neighborhood, you're gonna have this street against this street. Look at one fucking community, you're gonna have this side of the apartments versus that side of the apartments. And it fucking doesn't end. It doesn't end.
When you look, it don't even mean nothing, but
it doesn't end.
Giving things meaning to something means something, like you said, across this street and that. They're two streets, but just the mindset of thinking that because these are two different streets, it means all of these things. Like I don't know. And I don't even think that's still a color thing, because you have mafias, you have gangs in different races and all that. But I mean, it's just sad that it even comes down to this, and constantly situations like this. And this is also beyond rappers. These are just in your neighborhoods. These are the neighborhoods in your state. These are neighborhoods a couple of blocks from your city, where rivals happen, and it's unfortunate regardless. It's unfortunate and it's unnecessary, but it's unfortunate, and it comes with different people's lifestyles. It's just sad.
Man, it's such a huge problem, but I would have to say start with some sort of respect code. I mean, you got the G codes, but what about the respect code? I know it sounds corny, but you gotta start somewhere. I don't have all the solutions, but some sort of respect code that ain't mafia driven or violence driven or violent, or just, you're gonna respect me because I'm gonna do something to you.
Yeah.
We just gotta have some more respect for one another. And another solution would be to have some sort of value on a black man's life when it comes to other black men. Nobody needs to know that the artist or the person or the guy that they going to school with is just gunned down over nonsense. I mean, it's just something got to be done about it. Something got to start about it. And I can't blame gangster rap for it, because it's beyond that. I listen to music. I just listen to it.
Mm-hmm.
I don't really digest it and believe it to the point where I'm gonna go off and do anything I hear over a synth beat with some 808s. Run off and just do all that nonsense. I just listen to it to work out or whatever the case is. But you got to have your own mind. You got to have your own identity.
I mean, the influence of rap is a whole another subject, because I believe that the black community lacks fathers, and the young males want to look for somebody to look up to. So that's where the influence comes in, because they don't have actually anybody, and they got to find somebody. And unfortunately, that somebody that they find, nobody has control over, really, but them to say that I want to be like this guy, I want to have what this guy has, because now he has to pick where he wants to get his attributes from. And unfortunately, rap ended up being a lot of young black boys' father. And because the man is missing, so he has to find a man to get that from. That's a subject in itself. He got to find out how to be a man from somewhere, and it's unfortunate that that's the choice of a lot of black males. That's the man they want to be.
Yeah, Yeah, yeah. Well, we definitely need to work on this area. We definitely need to add some more work to this area. I mean, it's a tough area. Like I said, it's just too prevalent. It happens too much. Happens too often. You can list rappers, so many rappers you can't even remember them all who got gunned down within the last 5 years. And I ain't even talking about just rappers. I mean, just black men as a whole, because it trickles down and spreads off into other avenues far beyond rap. School beef, gang beef, you name it.
Just neighborhoods, just a simple high school fight turn into those things, and just not managing anger correctly, not processing situations properly. Like there's so much um, just work that needs to be done within the community. It's just an astronomical amount of work as far as this the they can process the mentality, the mindset, the people to be great examples, who they choose to be examples, where the fathers at, more input from black men stepping up and taking charge of their position. And is not, I don't think it's enough of that, of commanding the position um, of owning who you are. You are the father. You're the father. That means that you're the protector. You're the one that guides. You're the one that gives the advice. You're the one that gives the man all that he needs to be a man, or as much as he can. And that's as well the females as well. That's also a separate subject. Um,
But most of these men ain't even really good men nowadays.
well,
They perpetuate the shit.
it's a trickling effect. It's a historical thing. The black father missing is a historical trickling effect.
It's a factor for sure.
Let's be clear. Did you have a father in your house?
No.
I did. No, I didn't. But it's a trickling effect. My mother didn't, and my father didn't.
Nobody in my
It's
hood
a trickling effect. So it's not necessarily to end up blaming people right now where we're presently at right now, but the people presently right now need to come to a realization of that, and therefore fix that, whichever that causes you, going through counseling, therapy, or self help, or continue to develop yourself, continue to change yourself, so that you can pass certain things down to your kids, and then those kids can instill in self help in your kids, instill in values in your kids, so you can recreate that thing. And that's what I do.
Right.
I'm recreating. I'm starting something that didn't exist. You put things in your kids and you teach them the best as you can, and they can grow up and do the same thing and show them the best example you can. And it has to be fixed somewhere.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Like I want to send my son to the military.
It have to be fixed.
Give
You
him
have to fix it.
structure, give him guidance as much as I can. But I want him to be a prominent man in society. Not just another guy with a degree, or another guy who's a great entrepreneur. I want to give him a solid foundation. And my father was in the military. I tried to go, but I didn't do that well on the ASVAL. But I want my son to be a strong man.
Yeah, and
sure.
and be a good man, or the man that he could,
away from all this foolishness.
Yeah, away from the foolishness for sure. And it just takes work. And I also wanted to say, like, why is it so? And obviously, this is probably stirring other conversations, but why is it so hard for black people to just exist together in just pure love? Not that I hate you, not that you got this, you got that, not that you no, I don't want it. Like, why is it so hard to say you're my brother, you're my sister? Hold on, and accept that. Accept saying that's my brother or that's my sister.
Black people are the first ones to put you on the chopping block
Why?
and bandwagon any nonsense that follows your name. I'll tell you that right now. Black people are, not all, but I haven't really seen too many black people hold it down for other black people like I have in what for white people. Prime example, I used to work at Goodyear Tire, and I remember the lady in the front desk. She was a white girl. She was doing something with the money, and I think it ended up, losing $30 on this day and $50 on that day, and so they was finna fire her. So as they were gonna fire her, the manager was giving her a hard time. Don't you know that the white folks in the shop, the white folks in the front office, all those white folks rallied behind that lady and said, if you fire her without getting to the bottom of it, then we're gonna walk out too.
Mm-hmm.
They didn't fire her because she got rallied behind. Mm-hmm. Now you let $10 be missing up in a black woman's drawer. Ain't nobody gonna rally behind her. Ain't nobody gonna champion her. Regardless if they stole the money or not, I don't know. I wasn't working in the front. I was a tire tech at the time. I was fixing on tires and changing oil. But I remember that situation happened and they went through a long process and they didn't fire that lady. But I remember mad niggas that got fired for the smallest, slightest shit at that same location. So it's power in numbers, and it's unfortunate that when something comes about, black people don't have your back. They won't have your interests. They won't have your best interests. They're gonna jump on the bandwagon to bring you down, based on my experience of life, and the most of the times that I've seen when it comes to that. But,
it's unfortunate. That is most definitely a topic that we have to talk about for sure.
Oh, well, we're going to talk about a lot of topics. Hey, and with that being said, welcome to 32 Nights TV. I'm gone.